Hey guys, thought I'd snap another quick one. I've got a few things in the mail here. I'd already started unboxing it, and then I was like, oh, well, I better, go ahead and make a video. Here we got some cable loom, 3/4 inch, 10 feet. It was like $3 or $4. A bunch of 90-degree RCA connectors. And my long as hell 15-foot HDMI cable that was like, I don't know, 5 and change, 24 gauge, gold plated. And 50 feet of speaker wire, 12 gauge. I'll unbox that real quick so we can get a look at the wire, because wire is awesome. Because we all know wire helps carry the bashy from the amplifier to the squeakers, because bashy is fun. Only if it sounds good. If it sounds like shit, it's worthless. And you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do this because it's easier. This is all Monoprice. This is in-wall style, which there's 2 conductors in there and a nice jacket like this, which should be good. So we'll do some more videos with this getting stuffed in. They make this in all kinds of lengths, and they make it in a 2 and a 4 conductor version. And where all that's going is, well, this Cerwin Vega EXL 400.4, 2 of its channels are going to be bridged to go down to the sub, which I have to wire down to an 8-ohm load in order to use this the way I need to. And the other 2 channels are going to be run stereo to my rear door speakers, which are supposed to be arriving today. The front door speakers are already in the car, which I'm really upset that I didn't do unboxings of them, but I have a box of stuff here. I have the box for the audio art amplifier that I have in the car, which is the 120.2, which I think I put a video up of. And I put a set of these in the front doors, which I can't remember if I made a video of or not. In here I have the CDT mids I was going to use, but I decided not to after I put them in the car and found they weren't what I wanted. I have 2 of these German market speakers. They are Next Audioemotions CL8 subwoofers. I still have the same Pioneer head and EQ in the car. Let's see here. Forgive the mess, this garage is terrible. Old toolbox. This is the old Pioneer amplifier I had in the car before. I pulled that out and put the audio art in. And this is a prefab subwoofer box for 2 8s. And these are the 2 8s mounted in their box. I believe this is 22 or 24 inches long by 11 high and 11 deep. Cheap carpet. It's okay. It's 3/4 thick MDF. Really cheap, nasty terminals, which I put eyelets on the other side of instead of using the little metal ears that use quick disconnects, because they were going to melt at full power, and I don't want a car fire. Let's see, some other things. 4-gauge ground cable for the amp, which I'm going to have to step down to 6 because this won't take anything bigger than 6. And 15 feet of oxygen-free copper, tinned, which is why it looks like aluminum, but it's not. High strand count, 6-gauge marine battery cable. I also have a maxi fuse to put in there, and a 50 amp maxi fuse to go in the maxi fuse socket, some dielectric grease, among a few other bits. Miscellaneous things like heat shrink style crimp terminals. They're the they're not the eyelets, they're the fork style. These are the smaller size. I bought some of those from my test rig that I have out there in the garage. And then big old bag of these. I use these on the terminals to hook the leads up to that. I may rerun these. I have 2 sets of 16 wrapped together for each sub, which now that I have My 12 over here, I might rewire the box and run the 12. Sorry about the camera work. Last minute shit, you know how it is. All of that can go into the car that these go to. So yeah, front door speakers are in, deck and EQ are in. I didn't change those because, like I said, I was keeping those. Audio art amp is in. Just have to pull all the leads, which means pulling the car apart, putting the amp in, blah, blah, blah. Wiring this up, hiding everything in the loom. I've got 3 sets of Monoprice RCA cables, which I think I made a video of. They're hiding around here somewhere. What they are is, if you'll bear with me a second here, and I can get them out of this amp. This is getting a little dirty. That would be these. Very thick, very nicely built cables, actually. There's plenty of vids out there with these, I believe. If not, here you go. And you know that me being who I am, if I'm using it, they're good. More of these heat shrink style terminals here. Yeah. And I just have a test rig over here. All kinds of stuff. There's a heat gun, a 10 amp power supply, 25 amp power supply. Miscellaneous head units, speakers, decks, EQs, whatever have you that I've acquired over the, I don't know. Hillbilly's Toolbox, which is an old motherboard box with all my shit stuffed in it, just discount screwdriver sets and stuff, things that, you know, you'd come across that you need. There's one of the factory front door speakers. It's long gone now. This was an infinity woofer. Lowe's only, I think it did, what are you doing attached there? Get off of there, damn it. It did ass end of spectrum up until 150 hertz, maybe a bit more. Then little itty bitty 2.5 inch dash speakers did everything else above that. Right now we're running coaxes with no dash speakers. Yes, magnets are bad for a TV set. Don't do it. I catch you. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Anyway, yeah. So that's where we're at. That's where we were at. That's where we're going to be at, along with the other stuff. This is actually going to get converted into a bottom mount box. I'm putting feet on the front of this. Just so you can get a little bit more candy of these, which these have like 78 gram magnets on them. It's a pulp cone, it's paper, butyl surround. Really, really nice designed woofers, guys. These are beautiful. If anybody wants the parameters on these, I can get them to you just to show you what I'm using. It's a sealed box, it's prefab, it's not as bad as if it were a ported, so I can get away with it. It's probably not the smartest thing in the world to wire these down to an 8 ohm load, but what that lets me do is when I drop that amplifier, the Cerwin Vega bridged, puts out 200 watts at 4 ohms with 2 of its 4 channels bridged. At 8 ohms, that would be 100 watts continuous, and split between 2 drivers, that'd be 50 watts continuous a driver. And these having 160 watt peak would be dropping to about 80 watts peak per driver if my calculations are correct. And that would still leave me enough headroom without pushing too much to them, because if I ran the amplifier 2 channels bridged to each speaker, I'd have a serious problem on my hands, and I'd be putting way too much in there. I'd be putting 200 watts continuous aside into speakers made for 160 peak aside. And that's not really where we want to be. So these, I don't believe even had an RMS rating for them. They may have. I'll have to go dig through the manual. Most of it was in German. But anyway, any more questions, just ask. You know, various projects going down, things like that, you know. The car just got detailed, which it looks great. So I'll show you guys a video of that when I get a chance. But I just figured I'd post this just so it was here and blah, 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 so you know what I was up to. Just kind of buried as usual. You know. Anyway, hit me up. Questions, comments, concerns, criticism, whatever. Believe me. Also, as far as the trolls are concerned, I control harder than you can, and you all know it. Anyway, you know, till then, later.